Leg extension is a 3.5-inch penis. A back squat is a girthy 7-inch penis. There is a big difference. All right, boys, welcome back to another YouTube video. A slightly different style of video today. I'm gonna be taking you guys to the gym. Now, I know a lot of my videos are kind of education only videos, and I guess this is still education only, but I miss training videos and things like that. So one of the videos I did recently was how to, the only exercises you need to build muscle, to build the most amount of muscle on your physique. And it did pretty well. People seemed to like it, got over 100 comments, most of it abuse. So I figured I'm gonna take you to the gym, go through all those exercises, how to perform them, how they should look, so on and so forth. First things first, 10 grams of creatine going in. I've got this like Element electrolytes because it's hot over here in Bali. Bang that in there and we're good to go. It is currently 5:30 in the morning. That's why it's dark outside. About to get on the scoot, drive to the gym and get into this. So, hay fever tablet. Let's roll, boys. All right, guys, so the first movement that I've raved about is the lateral raise, okay? As I spoke about in my video, to create a rounded shoulder, we want to build this medial head of the delt, okay? This is what creates that kind of wider look, the t-shirts and things like that. We have our anterior head, medial, posterior, front, middle, and back, yeah? Any pressing movement, which we all do a lot of, is going to work your front delts. We tend to have developed front delts. The lateral raise has only really worked in this. It's called lateral abduction, when the arm comes away from the body. And any row, pull down row, is going to hit the rear delt. I do recommend some extra rear delt work. You can see pretty easily when you look in the mirror what's lagging on your shoulder. But with the lateral raise, first things first, when you warm up with the movement you're about to perform, okay? So if you look at me lateral raise here, you'll see guys throwing like 30 kilo dumbbells up. What are you doing? People still do that. If I'm going to lateral raise, I'm going to warm up with the lateral raise. I'm going to incline bench. Guess what I'm going to warm up with? The incline bench. When we lateral raise, we want to create a little bit of a forward lean here. That arm isn't going to come directly out. It's going to come slightly in front, here. We're going to come down and we're going to come up very straightforward. Bring this down a little bit so you can see me. Now, as you can see, in terms of where these dumbbells sit, there is no tension on my shoulder here. So why would I bring the lateral raise down to here and rest every time? So that's my start position. This is uncomfortable for me. So just so you can see, I'm going to lean forward here. I'm going to come up, come down slowly. Just come down 80% of the way. Hold, slowly down. Where's the hardest part of a lateral raise? At the top. So we're going to pause for a second. Okay. Obviously, when we start to get stronger, that hasn't worked, is it? Now, as we start to get heavier, okay, so we're going to get some 12.5s here. Everything stays the same. Watch. Everything stays the same. I lean forward a little bit. Pause. Control. Pause. Control. Don't come to the bottom because there's no tension at the bottom. Okay? From here, that's what we're looking for. Now, one more thing you can do as well. I've just turned this music down, thank God. One more thing you can do, guys, is as you look, we can put ourselves on a bench. Remember, momentum doesn't really build muscle, Let's just call it as it is. You don't need to be throwing weights up. The only time it's okay is at the end of a set, when you're taking it very, very close to failure, you can do a couple of reps where you can start to throw it a little bit, just to create a little bit of, go to failure, if you will. This bench, when I lean forward here, I completely take momentum out of the lift. Very important, Again, no load on the shoulder, so I'm going to come to this position here. From here, we're just going to come up, down, up, down. Again, you do not need to have a strong lateral raise of 18, 20 kilos. You just need to have anywhere from 7.5 to 15 kilos maximum lifting the weight properly. Don't be an idiot and grab the 25 kilo dumbbells and start throwing them up like this. You just look like a clown. We don't want to be a clown. We're here to do things properly and not get injured. For the record as well, I have got injured during a lateral raise years ago, where I like pinched a nerve in my trap or whatever from just throwing up weight that I couldn't lift, trying to be cool. Doesn't build big shoulders. This is the movement we want to do with so much precision and accuracy. And in terms of rep range, we're looking at high reps, multiple drop sets. So for me, guys, I'm a 93 kilo guy. I'll show you my physique now, yeah? My shoulders. My shoulders are probably my best body part, besides my legs. Okay, if you look at my shoulders, I lateral raise with 12.5 kilos. I just do it with good technique and good form. And I make sure to put tension on my delt by not swinging up and down. Very, very straightforward lateral raise. And whilst we're here as well, I didn't really go over this in the video. If you think of the dumbbell lateral raise, which is very easy at the bottom, then it's hard at the top when you get to this position, because that's where the weight is furthest away from you. If you come over to a cable here, we have our cable lateral raise. First things first, you want to lift that up a little bit, so it's at knee height. By taking this cable lateral, by taking a step this way, there is tension now at the lengthened position of the delt, as opposed to the dumbbell that sits there. So this is now going to be hard here, but then at the top here, this is super easy. I can hold it with my thumb. Not much load at the top, way more load at the bottom. So which one's better for delt development? If I was to come across, which one's better for delt development? Both. Obviously do both. Do both. One of your sessions, you go dumbbell lateral raise. The other one, you go cable lateral raise, or 2 sets, 2 sets, or 3 sets, 3 sets, 3 sets, 3 sets per session. Do them both. We want to challenge the delt in a shortened position, in the lengthened position, just like any muscle. All right, guys, now, movement 2. I know in the video I did before, this was movement 1. Movement 2 for our shoulders is going to be the OHP, overhead press. Now, is this essential for building huge shoulders? Probably not. You can get away with front raises, side raises, rear delts, and all the pressing and rows. But why not? It's a great functional movement. It's great for your midsection, great for your lower back, and it does build a great set of shoulders, okay? It's not going to hit your rear delts. Like everyone says, you know, presses work all 3 heads of the shoulders. Not really. With this as well, let's be honest, we're going to lean back a little bit. It's almost like a very high incline press for most people that press here. But if you've got lagging shoulders, having a good overhead press is only going to help your physique. It's going to help your incline pressing, help your flat pressing, help your dipping. It's going to create a good amount of core stability, helps with shoulder mobility, getting over the head. It's going to help with your midsection. It's going to help with your core strength, pressing overhead without leaning back too much. It's a great movement in my opinion. Now, oftentimes I see people try and load up too heavy on it as well. We don't need to go crazy heavy with this stuff. What do we need to do? We need to create tension on a muscle. That doesn't mean just throwing weight on and being aimless and just being a clown with it. Be sensible, okay? Now, in terms of the overhead press as well, if you have a dumbbell press, you can imagine once you get quite strong, getting into a bench and like flicking up dumbbells, it can kind of become like you lose so much energy just getting them up, and you've got to have someone. You never want to be that guy that has to have someone put the weights on your shoulders because it's too heavy for you. This is very easy. It's set up at collarbone height, yeah? 6'4", collarbone height, 6 foot with shoes on. In terms of where to hold, you've got the little like soft parts, you know, it's like quite rough on your hands. I always put my baby finger on one of the lines. That way I know we're even throughout. Simple, don't overcomplicate this shit. From here, we're gonna unrack, we're just gonna step away. So I'm not kicking dumbbells up and all that crazy stuff. From here, in this position, I'm not going to do a bench press. Okay, I'm gonna press overhead, bring my head forward. 3, 2, 1, bring it to the throat. Boom. Guys, this is not an overhead press. If you've got 100 kilos on here, then just get off this video. We come down to the same part every time. Press, 3, 2, 1. Press, 3, 2, 1. Press. And then to come in, boom. Doesn't matter if that's a top set of 6 to 8 reps, or if that's an easy set, warm-up set like that. Tempo is the same. Your tempo is the same. Your heavy sets and your light sets should look the same. That was 20 kilos. This is going to be 40 kilos. Just because it's 40 kilos doesn't mean that I suddenly do the movement completely differently. Boom, 3, 2, 1. Boom, 3, 2, 1. Now, if I'm gonna do 70 kilos, 60, 70 kilos, which is like my max on here, it still looks like that. I'm not gonna do it now because I trained push yesterday and I'm sore as hell, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys. The overhead press, a very, very effective movement. Doesn't need to be a dumbbell press. I wouldn't recommend it on a Smith machine where you're stuck in one position. You wanna be able to move. Once you get a shoulder injury, your lifting career sucks. No shoulder injuries, no knee injuries. Don't train like an idiot. Overhead press. Movement number 3, one of the most important movements you can do for your chest is an incline press, okay? Now, when you're trying to build a physique, we wanna have this top part developed, yeah? You can see it in all t-shirts. If you look here, I hope you can see it. As I come across here, over the years, I've built muscles across, they're called clavicular fibers of the pec. They sit across the collarbone. Now, how do we work them? We have incline, any incline press, any press where you're pressing up here. So it doesn't really matter what it is. It can be an incline machine press that feels good for you. It can be a Smith machine press. It can be a dumbbell press. It can be a barbell press. I'm a big believer in getting strong at dumbbell pressing, especially if you're starting out and you're not that strong, because it irons out any imbalances as well. You control your range and depth. You can get nice and deep. It's just a better movement. Sorry, boss. Don't worry, bro. Okay, in terms of how incline we go, it doesn't really matter too much. We have, go on, boss, go. You're okay, I'm filming this way. So the guys are cleaning the obsidian in Bali. Good little gym to film, that's about it. Shithole, any other time, sorry. In terms of where we're pressing, yeah, we don't really want to go much higher than this. Any higher than this, you move into that overhead press territory, more delt than anything. This here, please follow me. Or here is fine. I like both there, but for this video, we're gonna bring this up. Now, once you get very, very strong, the issue we run into is obviously like kicking these dumbbells up. You have like this horrible, and you have these guys like struggling, wasting so much energy. By the time they get into rep 1, they're cooked already. And then you've got to see these idiots have like, people put the dumbbells on them and then they half rep. Don't be that guy. We're gonna kick these dumbbells up nice and easily. I'm gonna show you how. Please follow me, please follow me, please follow me. Follow me back, follow me back. 20 kilo dumbbells, okay? Now, before I show you this, actually, to work the upper pec, yeah, the clavicular fibers of the pec, remember you have pec major and pec minor. You don't really have like, you can't really target the lower middle portion. When you see on Instagram, like 3 exercises to target the lower middle, it's bollocks, it's bollocks. It's all down to genetics, okay? Get really good at pressing, get really good at dipping, and get really good pecs. If you've got, like me, yeah, if you look at the way my chest is, how am I gonna develop my lower inner pec? I can't, it's bone. I can't develop my lower inner pec, but I can easily develop my upper pec because the muscle sits right into the collarbone here, right across the collarbone. But I can't build that. So I mean, it's like saying, well, how can I lengthen my bicep? Next thing you know, how can I get a bigger penis? It's not happening. With your incline press, we want to be coming across the collarbone, yeah? Across the collarbone. This could be done on cables, Smith machine, anything. I'm just gonna show you dumbbells. So now we know that if I sit here and I arch my back so much, I'm doing a flat press, yeah? That's not what this is. So in terms of getting these movements up, we go 1, 2, these are just some 20, so they're nice and easy to show you. There's a couple of ways you can do it. We can do the old 1 kick at a time, 1, 2, easy if the weights are light. When they're heavy, not so easy. So what I tend to do, and a lot of my clients do this, is I will sit myself forward, put the dumbbells to the end of my knee, I'll come back and I'll just kick them back. It's such an easy position to get into. From here, remember, what we're trying to do, we want to lengthen the pec. We want to stretch it out. We want to lengthen it and then challenge it when it's lengthened, okay? Which means full range of motion. So I set myself up here. As you can see, 3, 2, 1. I come as deep as I can go. I can get here. You might not be able to get here. Press. 3, 2, 1. Hold that stretch position. Press. Notice, guys, I'm not sitting the dumbbells on my chest. That is not lengthening. I'm not loading the pec in its lengthened position, which is really important for growth, yeah? So from here, 3, 2, 1, pause in that stretch position, press. Doesn't matter if these are 50 kilo dumbbells or 10 kilo dumbbells, the tension's the same, okay? In terms of where we want to put our elbows, you get a lot of people saying, you know, if you go elbows out, you're going to get injured, elbows in, triceps. Not really, just sit somewhere in the middle. For me, it's about 45 to 60 degrees. Press, pause in that length position. Every muscle you're training, you want to create tension when it's in a stretch position. The bottom of a press, the bottom of a dip, the bottom of a squat. Yeah, don't be bouncing in and out of these movements. Incline dumbbell press, done. Right, boys, movement 4, my favorite movement. As you probably know, I'm a little bit of a bum boy for dips. So any sort of parallel bar dip is going to it's going to build an impressive physique. Great front delt exercise, great pec exercise. More importantly, it's a great tricep builder. It just creates a really good, strong upper body, and it carries over into other lifts. Here we've got parallel bar dips. Obviously, some people can't do parallel bar dips. If you can't do that, that's okay. Bring yourself to a bench dip or a machine dip if your gym has one. Eventually you want to move to parallel bar dips. If you can't do them, we can go into negatives, which I'm going to go over in a second, but eventually we move to a normal dip and then into a weighted dip. As I've said 1,000 times, 30, 40 kilos of weight added to your dip, 10 to 12 reps, you're going to have a pretty impressive upper body, okay? Here we've just got, these are the parallel bar dips in the gym. I am standing on a thingy because 6 foot with shoes on, whatever. From here, different ways to, you hear people say, oh, you know, lean forward for the pec, stay upright for triceps. Yes and no. You're still, you know, if you have a torn pec and you sit upright in this and just hit your shoulders, your triceps, not gonna happen. Everything works. Everything works. Chin up, pull up. It's the same stuff, the same muscles work, yeah? So my advice to you is go where it's comfortable. For me, that is with a slight forward lean. It is gonna bias the pec a little bit more, but it's not that big of a deal. From here, I bring myself up into this top position, okay? Obviously I can sit nice and upright. I can bring myself over. Tempo is everything, form is everything. 3, 2, 1, and I'm out of here. You get some people say stop parallel like this. I don't need to, or you're gonna hurt your shoulders. I've been dipping since I was 16, a little bit deeper than that. No injuries. Okay. One of the best movements you can do. Eventually, you want to bring yourself into a weighted dip. Now, I did these yesterday with 30 kilos. My chest is killing me, so I'm not really going to do it today to show you guys. But you want to have the least amount of resistance. You don't want to be putting a dumbbell in between your legs, jumping into it, wasting energy. Put the belt on, start with 2 kilos, do your sets there. Eventually, or 2.5. Eventually, you move to 5 kilos. This is a really easy movement to progress. I'm just going to kind of show you from the other side, yeah? So, if you can see from this other side, I lean forward a little bit, 3, 2, 1, sit into that deep position. If you can't get there, don't go. I can. And also, don't be dipping back, all of that shit. Every rep looks the same. From your first rep to your last rep, your heavy set to your easy set, range is the same. We want as much range of motion as you have available to you. Don't worry about what I do. If you get to that bottom position, you think, oh, fucking hell, don't do it, don't go there. But over time, I can sit quite deep into this. I've never had an injury from this. It never hurts my shoulders. It's been one of the best tricep builders for me. Just the one. Dips, get good at them. All right, guys, we have movement number 4, 5, can't remember where I'm at now. The chin up. Chin up, pull up. Which one's better? Who's better, Messi or Ronaldo? It doesn't matter. They're both pretty damn good, yeah? The best one for you is the one you probably feel most comfortable in and can progress easier. I always recommend having like these kind of like multi-fixed bars as opposed to just a straight bar. Now I'm a little bit older, I cannot do like a supinated chin up anymore. It just destroys my elbows. Used to be able to do them, they were great. Maybe as I've got bigger and kind of less mobile. Now, with this bar we have, remember, what's the point of a chin up? What's the point of these back exercises? It's to build our lats, mostly. Lats, biceps, upper back, yeah? To train our lats, as I've spoken about this before, do I take my top off? No. To train our lats, yeah, the lat kind of runs like a fan muscle that comes around the body, kind of comes around like this, yeah? Doesn't go up and down. and it kind of comes in here, ends in here. So we know that in order to train our lat, we need to bring this elbow into our waist, yeah, to shorten that muscle. You almost want to come down and almost like wrap around slightly to shorten the lat. Try it. Grab hold of your lat if you have one. Come down and then bring yourself in ever so slightly. You'll feel it contract, okay? That's why when they say when you row, you almost want to like row towards you and like try and bring elbows together, even though obviously in a row you can't do it. But by thinking about it, you'll shorten those lats a little bit more. So I don't really want to be doing a pull-up with this grip, do I? Because at the top position of this pull-up, I finish here, yeah? Meaning that I'm not fully shortening my lat. I want to get my elbow into there. So for me, the best exercise for me is to drive, thanks bro, is to bring those elbows into my waist, yeah? Into my waist. So it's going to be a neutral grip. Again, a lot of you guys watching this can't do chin-ups. If you can't do chin-ups, first of all, you need to lose some weight. Second of all, you need to build some strength. Obviously, if you cannot do a chin-up in this position, just do a pull-down in this position. Over time, you work up to a point where you're strong enough. Again, same with the dip. Get weight on these, you're gonna get pretty strong pretty quick. So for me, I'm gonna go 1, 2, no straps at the moment. I'd recommend straps if you have them. I'll go into that in a second. From here, watch, okay? 3, 2, 1, nice stretch. Chin over the bar, 3, 2, 1, nice stretch. Chin over the bar. Every rep looks the same, guys. I'm not doing this, yeah? Kicking myself up like a fucking freak. Do it properly. If you start to kick yourself up, drop down, take a breather, go again. I can go do a wide grip pull up as well, but when I'm going wide grip, we're going just outside of shoulder width. So on these bars here, it's going to be just ever so slightly. From here, have a look at where my elbow position finishes, yeah? It's okay. It's okay. But again, I don't get half as much from that as I do from the chin up. My forearms, my whole body, not my whole body. That's the movement. Going to build your arms. Again, if you can supinate, great. If you can hold rings, even better. Not all gyms have rings, but that for me is going to put more muscle on your biceps, forearm, lats, upper back than any exercise, that and a dip. And if you can't do it, lose some fucking weight, obviously, and drive a pull down. But the amount of comments I get on these videos being like, what would you do if you can't do a chin up? I can't, Max, I'm 112 kilos, I can't do chin ups. What do you think you need to fucking do, mate? Lose 30 kilos. Anyway, chin ups. All right, boys, and again, exercise 5, 6, wherever we are, is a row. Now, 2 back exercises you need to get strong at. Vertical pull and a horizontal pull. Okay, a horizontal row, vertical pull down, chin up. In terms of rows, if you are not that advanced and a bit of a beginner, under 2-3 years of training, I would really recommend getting quite good at a spinal loading row. A barbell row gets a lot of stick, a T-bar row, a pendley row, something like that, okay? Excuse me. Chest supported rows are great, but if you don't have much muscle, your physique would benefit from a heavy row where your torso has to hold that weight. It's going to be great for your lower back, it's going to be great for your midsection, it's great for your upper back, it's just a great overall back builder. I see guys coming into the gym that weigh about 3.5 kilos, been training for about 9 minutes, and they are doing a single arm row, like really locking themselves in, and like driving tension, like 7-second eccentrics, concentrics, holding. You look at the weight and they're lifting about 3.5 kilos. I just think, my man, no, you need to be doing the basics, okay? You need to be doing the basics. They tend to work best. Barbell row. Have a look at the way I've set it up, yeah? On a rack, so it's just easy for me to unrack. You can take it off the floor, of course, but why not make it easy for yourself? Why waste energy? Put all of our energy into the set, not deadlifting it off the floor, getting yourself in position. So for me, this is 40 kilos, not very heavy, yeah? Hand grip, does it matter? Not too much. Don't go crazy wide, don't go crazy narrow. Sit somewhere in the middle and then drill that hand position all the time. So for me, here, I'm gonna unrack 1, take set 1, 2. That's me, done. I'm not playing around. I'm just get in, get it done. I'm gonna come into position again. This is not a row, guys. This is a shrug, yeah? So bring yourself into a decent position. Hinge over, here, let the arms stay, and then boom. And for me, hands are a bit too close there. Again, tempo is the same, squeeze, slow controlled stretch. Squeeze, slow controlled stretch. I'm not doing this or this. That is not a row. I don't know what that is, okay? That's a barbell row. It does put a lot of load on the lower back. Not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing if you're a beginner. You want to be loading your lower back. It's a huge fucking muscle. We want it to be as strong as possible. You can penalty row off the floor, which is gonna look something like this. Things still happening here. Now, ideally we want bigger plates for this, guys, yeah? This is a terrible, you really want 20 kilo plates, but the penalty row is basically gonna go row, down, row, down. Honestly, you need the bigger bumper plates there. It's a little bit too deep for me, so you'd put like the big 10 kilo plates on the big 5 kilo plates on, obviously if you're strong enough, 20s and above, yeah? If you get good at chin-ups or pull-ups and heavy rows, your back is going to be really well developed. Then when you get more into your training career and you start doing single arm pull downs, single arm rows, all these high to low rows, all these different movements, you'll be very, very strong across all these lifts. The basics work. Like a lot of you guys that watch this stuff, I've noticed in the comments, you're like between 20 and 50, which is a good age range for pretty much all men, okay? A lot of you guys, I can tell from the comments, you don't have much experience in the gym. And I'm not being condescending or being a dickhead, but I've been doing it for 16 years. I've had great mentors, I've had great coaches, I've competed, I've been small, I've been big, I've done gear, I've come off it, I've done it all, I've done it all. I've learned a thing or two. And I really want to make this channel as helpful as possible. In kind of, I used to waste so much time, guys. I wasted so much time, yeah? Get good at the basics. If I could go back in time now, I would do 6 sets on back. 3 sets of chin-ups to complete fucking failure and beyond. 3 sets of heavy rows, twice a week. And I would eat in a moderate surplus. That's it. And my back would be probably where it is now in half the time. You don't need to overcomplicate this stuff. All right, boys, so you've heard me speak about this before. I think there's only 3 exercises you need to do to build great legs, yeah? And it's a squat. Can you see my legs here? Is that gonna show? I've built decent legs over the years, yeah? We want to get good at squatting. We want to get good at lunging, or some sort of a single leg exercise, and some sort of a hip hinge, like an RDL, a stiff leg deadlift, or a traditional deadlift. This is our back squat, okay? Now, if you are a beginner and you can't squat any weight, you don't have great legs, do you? I'm telling you now, if you take 16-year-old me, and imagine there was 2 of us, twins, yeah? 16-year-old twin number 1 goes in there. Leg presses, leg extensions, hamstring curls, hip thrust to failure, adductor, abductor machine, pendulum squat, right? All these different exercises. Drill them twice a week, trade super hard to failure, absolutely smash his training and food, would build some muscle. 16-year-old twin number 2 comes in, 3 sets of back squatting, as heavy as he can in set 1. Drop it down slightly, as heavy as he can in set 2. Drop it down slightly, as heavy as he can in set 3. Top set, drop it, as heavy as he can. Takes a good 5, 10, 15 minutes break to let his lower back recover. Moves into an RDL, 3 heavy sets to failure. They both train for a year. Without a doubt, squat and RDL max would have way more muscle than the other max. And his workouts would take half the time. Stick to the basics. With our back squat, we want to set it up at collarbone height, yeah? You don't want to be getting into a squat down here and trying to go on your tiptoes to lift it up. Get a rack, they've all got different pins. This is us. Do not do it on a Smith machine where you can't move. Don't hold a dumbbell in between the legs. Don't try and front squat Ronnie Coleman it. Just get into a good old traditional back squat. If you are very tall and have long femurs, so the bone, the quad bone that sits in the thigh is very long, for you to get into depth and get low enough, you're going to end up in that good morning position here. Okay, sucks to be you. If you have short femurs and a long back like myself, you can sit very upright in the bottom of a squat, as I'm about to show you. I am built to squat. my knees go very far forward at the bottom of the squat. So there's a lot of load on my quads, okay? If you're very, very tall and you find that squatting always gives you back issues, then you'd move to something like a pendulum squat or a hack squat, okay? But there's also really, really great tall squatters. So a lot of it is just a load of excuses. Now, with our back squat, okay? Hands are gonna be set. Again, when you look at the bar, just make sure your hand placement's even. You don't wanna go super wide because you want to try and squeeze your upper back to create some tension. You have high bar squats, you have low bar squats. I'd recommend just high bar squatting. You can switch over in a few years, but just get good at regular squatting. Don't try and be all technical with it and go low bar. Just squat, yeah? From here, in this position. Now, as you can see, if I get myself into this position here, my feet are kind of shoulder width, toes pointing out, 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. As I drop into this position here, you can see that I can sit very, very upright, okay? Now, if I was taller, for me to get into depth, you kind of see this position. Both are okay. We want to get as strong as possible in the bottom of this squat. The bottom of this squat is the hardest part of the lift, yeah? So we don't want to be bouncing out the bottom. We don't want to be doing shallow reps. We want to be coming down nice and controlled, pausing where it is extremely hard, and then driving out. Something like this. I think I'm going to have to change this camera angle. I'm so shit at filming, sorry. Sorry. Right, watch this. We're going to come in. Don't waste time, yeah? We don't waste time. Squeeze the upper back. Push. 1, 2. That is it. I'm not taking 72 steps out. From here, watch. Big breath in, into my stomach. 3, 2, 1. Hold. Drive out. 3, 2, 1. Hold. Drive out. Every rep looks the same. Boom. Now, you can see my fingers aren't fully on the bar, so you really want to make sure you're squeezing that bar. 3, 2, 1. This is our position that we want to be in. We want to sit tight in here. We don't want to come all the way to depth and bounce out of this hole. This is us. Boom. We also don't want to be doing this. This is not a squat. Find your depth. Every rep looks the same. 3, 2, 1. Hold the bottom position. Drive out. Walk it in. Done. The more you do it, the better it gets, the more comfortable it gets. Every rep should look the same as anything. You pause at the bottom. It's the hardest part of the lift. If that was 180 kilos, I would still be pausing at the bottom. That's going to build your adductors more than any adductor machine. It's going to put more size on your legs, more strength on your body. This is the king. Don't skip it. All right, guys, leg exercise number 2, muy importante, is going to be some sort of a hip hinge, RDL, deadlift, stiff leg deadlift. I'm going to go over all of them with you now. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me. Now, platform. You can, with an RDL, unrack it out of a rack, like I showed you with the barbell row. But I just want to show you this. I'm going to take it off the floor as well. Now, there's a difference between these. And again, guys, if you're trying to build big legs, big strong legs, the RDL is going to load your hamstrings, your glutes, your lower back, your traps, your forearms. This is so important, yeah? So important if you're starting out. I spent years going to war with these exercises, built a good foundation of muscle, and I can maintain it very easily. Good luck building big hamstrings just doing a hamstring curl. You are not Tom Platz. Yeah, you're not going to be able to blow up your quads on a leg extension like Tom Platz. He also squatted 223 kilos for 23 reps. There's something in there. Now, with our movement, first things first, we have a stiff leg deadlift. A stiff leg and a remaining deadlift are different, okay? A stiff leg deadlift, it comes from the floor each time. Have a look at this. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart. I'm going to bring myself over the bar here and my legs stay as straight as possible. Not fully straight when I come over the bar like this. We still need to create a neutral spine. Slightly soft at the knee, and then I hinge down to the bar. From here, you can see how parallel I am to the floor. That is a huge amount of load here. That's the whole point. From here, take a big breath. Up. Reset. Up. Reset. This movement is hard, yeah? There's no cheating. It's very easy to get the technique wrong. If you move into an RDL, it's where the bar kind of slides up and down the thigh, push in, doesn't touch the floor. Something like this, okay? Don't pick it up like that. It's like, same movement, kind of, but it doesn't touch the floor. So we're gonna go, take a big breath, slide it down your thighs and down your shins, pause, drive up, okay? Do not do this, okay? We initiate the movement by driving the hips behind us. Watch, hips go back. That's the first movement. Squat, hinge, squat, hinge, yeah? Hinge, 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 hips back, hips back, hips back, hips back. Where's it hard? Here, hold tension. Boom. 3, 2, 1. Pause where it's hard. Because at the bottom, my hamstrings are lengthening under load. Very important to build muscle. Okay? That's an RDL. Do not let that bar get away from you. In this position, it's hard. If I take that weight to there, it's extremely, extremely hard, and there's so much more load on my back. Be careful, okay? And then we have our traditional deadlift, which is going to have to come from here. Now, with our traditional deadlift, I wouldn't even recommend doing a sumo. I'm not even going to show you. With our traditional deadlift, first things first, probably take our shoes off so we're flat and as close to the floor as possible. In this position, I'm not going to do this. I could do a 20-minute video on deadlifting, yeah? It's a leg press into the ground. We're going to come into position. So imagine we're in that hip hinge position. Once we get to the bar, we're then going to let our knees drop down a little bit. So imagine like RDL, stiff leg position. With the traditional deadlift, we're then going to pull slack out the bar by gripping the bar and pulling yourself towards the bar. Watch, big breath. From here, I pull myself into the bar. Now that is my deadlift position. I'm still straight. I can lift more load like this. And from here, we drive up, come down, control, reset. Pull yourself into the floor, into that position. There's my position, and I'm off. Yeah? Traditional deadlift, Romanian deadlift, stiff leg deadlift. I would go Romanian, stiff leg, traditional in that order. I pretty much just do a stiff leg deadlift. I spent years deadlifting. The deadlift is a lot more in play. If you're just thinking about growing your legs, hamstrings, glutes, I like the RDL. If you want to build a nice, strong posterior chain, the lower back across your back, I'd move to a stiff leg deadlift. If you want just like overall size, power, strength, I'd go into traditional deadlift. They're all pretty awesome, okay? They're all pretty awesome. Do not do a hamstring curl instead of an RDL. Do not do a leg extension instead of a back squat. A leg extension is a 3.5-inch penis. A back squat is a girthy 7-inch penis. There is a big difference. Let's go. All right, guys. Now, the final movement of this series is a single leg exercise. We've gone over squats. We've gone over hinging. We need a single leg exercise in there, okay? I'm a huge fan of Bulgarian split squat. However, some people just simply, it's too advanced for some people. If you're overweight, you've got shitty knees, you're slightly older, excuse me, it can suck, yeah? So we can have a regular split squat, we can have a Bulgarian split squat, we can have a walking lunge. I'm going to take you through all three now. Sorry, got sidetracked by a girl, can't blame me. Anyway, sidetracked. Bulgarian split squats, okay? Now, what we're looking for, we have squats, we've gone over squatting, we've gone over hinging. We need a single leg exercise in there as well. Okay, I recommend a Bulgarian split squat. I recommend a normal split squat or some sort of a walking lunge, okay? It's gonna be great for your glutes, great for your quads. You only need these three exercises to build great legs. We're gonna go over a split squat, which is the beginner option. We'll then move to Bulgarian and we'll then go over lunging, okay? First things first, with our regular split squat, we have 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. When we get to the bottom, we want to create a right angle with this. So that would be too narrow, yeah? And that's too wide. So find your bottom position and then stand up. That is our foot placement. You might want to have like your hand on something to hold. For me, it's kind of easy. Tempo, guess what? The same as everything. Slow and controlled on the way down. Pause just before the knee touches the floor, because that's where it's hardest. Don't sit the knee on the floor. Don't sit here, yeah, and then you drive up. So it's going to look something like this. 3, 2, 1. Hold just above the floor. Up. 3, 2, 1. Hold just above the floor. up. Yeah, that is so much harder than it looks. So much harder than it looks. You'd have weight in both hands for balance. 3, 2, 1, drive up. Then obviously you'd switch legs, find your position on that bottom leg, come up, and that's how you'd split squat. Right, guys, that's the normal split squat, yeah? Then we want to go into a Bulgarian split squat. From here, everything is the same, but the back foot comes up. If you're a guy and you're tight in your hips, it's going to be a great hip opener for you. I really recommend getting good at these. You don't even have to load it with weight. Everything is the same. You find your position. We're going to come down into that bottom position and up. I'm a big 93 kilo guy. If I can get to here, I'm sure you can get there. This, if you're going to do a Bulgarian here, just do a split squat on the floor. Come down, open up the hips. Now I almost let myself come down and back slightly. Forward, 3, 2, 1, back. When you're loading it with weight, again, you want to get as strong as you can over time with this. Foot forward, foot back. I find my position here. 3, see, and that wasn't good enough for me. Set your foot up. 3, 2, 1. Sit deep, drive out. 3, 2, 1. Sit deep, drive out. Very important that you create that depth. Otherwise, guys, just do a split squat. If you can't get down deep enough, do a regular split squat. But over time, you want to have no weight there and you want to open up those hips. If you're sat in a desk all day with your legs up here at a computer, your hip flexors are in a short position like 10, 12 hours a day. This is going to lengthen them. It's going to help your back to make you look better, make you feel better, make you less prone to injury. Huge fan of the Bulgarian split squat, okay? You have regular split squats. Eventually you transition over to Bulgarians. Then obviously you have a walking lunge as well. With the split squat, as you can see, you're just kind of moving down and up. The lunge is different because you're going forwards, yeah? So with a lunge, the movement is the same, but instead of just coming up, you are going to be coming forward. It's a slight different angle. Both are fine. Both are fine. I'm a huge fan of walking lunging. I'm a huge fan of split squats. Huge fan of Bulgarian split squats, okay? They are all totally fine. But if you're looking at a regular lunge, okay, it's going to be tap the floor, go. Tap the floor, go. Tap the floor, go. I would always recommend tapping the knee on the floor because it acts as a reference point. And you know that every rep is the same. And obviously don't bang your knee on the floor. Tap the knee, go. Tap the knee, go. Every rep looks the same. If you're training legs twice a week, yeah, you can have a walking lunge as one of them in one day and a Bulgarian or a split squat on the other. Don't sleep on a split squat. It is brutal. I worked in a gym for years and years and years where we just did 12-week transformations. That's all we did. It was Ultimate Performance in Mayfair, London. Every beginner that came in, first thing we do is take them to failure on a split squat just to show them how hard you can train. Everyone would be absolutely cooked. It doesn't matter who you were, if you're young, old. Obviously, if you're 17, you're not going to drill them into the ground, but everybody was taken to failure in a split squat. And because we would do that, the coaches also had to do it, yeah? And oh my God, it is horrendous if you go to failure in a split squat. It's just as bad as Bulgarian, just as bad as a lunge. But guys, those are the movements that I recommend to build the most amount of muscle possible. There's so much wishy-washy bullshit about different exercises, different types of curl, different types of this, different types of that, working different parts of the pec. Stick to the basics. That will get you 90% of the way there. I promise you that. That's what this channel's about. Cutting out the bullshit, training hard, pushing to failure. I need to do some failure videos as well, but I'm sore today, so I'm not going to do it. And just drilling movements properly, proper form, leaving your ego at the door, training hard. That's it. If you like this style of video, let me know. I know the editing's shit. I'm not an editor. I'm a coach. I'm just trying to put as much content out as possible. I obviously do the daily videos every day, the education stuff where I'm sat at home, but I do want to get into the gym and do more of this stuff because this makes me a little bit horny talking about this stuff. So if you liked it, let me know if you want to see more. See you in the next one.